Hey guys, welcome to our Survivor Episode 2 chat.
Kaoh Rong. So
Brains versus brawn versus booty. Or beauty.
Alright, so at the Brawn tribe, you recall Darnell went home last week, so now they're like getting back to camp.
They're like, Alicia, do you trust us now? You're still here. And she was like, wait, but like, where do I stand with you guys?
Can she just not be happy? You know, just like, hey, I survived.
She's nervous. What if they lose again? She's the bottom of the totem pole.
She should concentrate on not having them lose.
Well, she should also maybe work on her vocabulary.
Oh my god. Hey, don't mess up the embryo.
They were trying to make a fire, and she referred to an ember as an embryo multiple times.
Well, they couldn't get the fire started. So she decides, after everybody gives up, that she's going to sit there for over 5 hours to try and get this fire started.
I gotta say, respect to her for keeping at it while everyone else was like freaking napping, and then she's finally like, hey, I have fire, and they're like, what?
You know what? If I was going on Survivor, I would damn well make sure I knew how to make fire like that before I left for the trip.
Easier said than done.
I guess so.
I think like it was wet and conditions were not ideal, but anyway. She made the fire, and for 5 minutes, everyone was like, oh, good job, Alicia.
You're welcome.
I guess we know your name now.
Yeah. Well, on the beauty tribe, everybody's in the water. So Ty takes another opportunity to look for the idol. Mm-hmm. And try and, like, you know, not be found out this time.
So he's searching around in the woods, and he finds a clue.
In a tree nook.
And then the clue is like, yo, the idol is buried at the foot of this tree. So he's like, okay, that's easy.
And it's inside a locked box.
Uh-oh.
And it gives you a little tool that you, I guess, if you put more to it, you can get the key. Thank you.
The key was really high up in a tree.
So he's like, hey, I'm from, like, Vietnam. I'm going to climb this tree with no shoes on, nothing but my friggin' underwear on. And I thought he was going to have it at first, but then...
Yeah, oh my god, he was scraping up his chest, his feet were bleeding, it was not good, and he couldn't get it.
Oh my god.
So he's going to have to go back another time and get it.
So then back at camp, Caleb, well, they're all eating, like, sugar cane, and...
Caleb's like, this is just like Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
And they're like, well, you have the appetite of a child, and Caleb's like...
Beast mode child.
So then it's a whole little thing between them. Is it a bromance? Is it a romance?
This is Caleb and Ty that we're talking about, by the way.
Yeah.
There's some entertainment there. The whole tribe is entertained by Caleb and Ty's friendship, which is just blossoming.
I think it's more than a friendship.
It's like in the Harry Potter musical. With Voldemort and Professor Quirrell, where they're like, we're different as can be. But they get along so well.
They almost kiss, too, which was really kind of interesting.
Was hilarious.
I kind of wish they had.
I want to see more of them.
I know. Please, Survivor, give us more of what would you ship that as?
I don't know. Ty mode cowboy?
Tyleb?
Maybe. I don't know. Tyleb, that's a possibility.
All right.
But let's talk about the Brains tribe.
Well, they're using up all of their kerosene to make the fire.
Yeah, they won that last week. They got their, like, fire starting kit. And now the kerosene is almost gone.
I know. And Debbie is all like, you know what? I'm not drinking that boiled water because I could tell if water's good or not just by looking at it.
I have the immune system of a horse, but that doesn't mean everyone else does. And she's going on, and Liz is just like, I need my boiled water! I need fire!
She was like freaking out. I guess she was getting dehydrated.
It's pretty easy to do when it's freaking hot as hell out there.
They can't start the fire. The matches were wet. Did they ever get the fire started?
Not that
I don't know.
saw.
I don't know. That sucks.
Mm-hmm.
So it's time for the immunity challenge, and it's a water obstacle. You gotta hate those. So I would hate the water ones.
Well, you gotta run down this river to get to your, like, 300-pound log, and then bring that log through the obstacle course. Set it into the cradle.
Right. Then untie the rope, which really is holding two balls.
It's attached to 2 balls.
2 ropes, 2 balls. And
Right.
you use those in a slingshot to knock down 2 targets. Mm-hmm. But it's a little tricky because the ropes...
You gotta have them completely untangled for the
Right.
ball to reach the target.
Exactly.
So once you shoot that thing, you gotta make sure your rope is all untangled again each time.
Well, what do you win for
Well, the
having
first-
an untangled rope?
The first 2 tribes get immunity, of course.
Of course.
And it's also a reward challenge.
It's a combo. So first place gets a snorkel fishing kit
They got like
and a boat.
those cages and like nets. It's totally tricked
Pretty
out.
deluxe.
Mm-hmm.
And second place, you get a very tiny kit.
But you know what? You can still get some fish
I
with
mean,
that.
what was in there? Like a little net or something and
Fishing hooks.
some junk. And then
I'll take it.
and then third place, you get nothing.
You get a date with the propster.
Oh. And you get to go home to nothing.
Well, yeah.
So sitting out is Debbie and Julia.
Yeah, the brains and the beauties both had an extra person, so
So Jeff started this challenge and freaking Caleb was out front walking on water like Jesus.
he was just like running so far ahead of everybody. It was
I don't
crazy.
even think he was like sinking into the water. He was just like skipping over the water. It was crazy.
It was so weird.
I loved it.
Debbie, she's not even in this challenge, and she's still annoying everyone with her cheerleading. Like,
She's got her like
push that gray matter, woo!
palms.
So punny.
I know, right? So the Brain Tribe were behind for a lot of it.
Yeah.
Then it got caught up to a 3-way tie. Each of the tribes had 1 target down, and they were trying to get the third one. Well, Beauty freaking pulled
The
it out.
third one.
The second one.
What?
Beauty pulled it out and got first place. Thanks, Caleb.
Yeah, he was up on the slingshot. So they won the deluxe fishing kit.
Nice. That means they get a boat when they get back to their beach.
It's a big deal. So it
is a
came
huge
down
deal.
to Brains and Braun
Braun.
for the second spot.
It was so freaking close.
It was. How funny was Jen pulling that rope back in when she was like,
like a
"Oh my
freaking
God."
cat.
Every time they cut to her, I could not stop laughing. It was so
great.
funny.
All right, so Brains pulled it out, won, and Braun is going to tribal.
Again!
All right, so they get back to camp, and everybody wants Alicia out, well, except for Alicia.
They're like, whoa, this is a no-brainer, right? Maybe Alicia even wanted to go.
I
Who knows?
know.
Everybody was like, this is a no-brainer. We're going to get rid of her. So then Alicia's like, crap. I got to go look for this idol. That's pretty much my only shot to stay.
Well, you know that's not happening. So then Jenny is just like, you know what? These boys are annoying the S out of me. They're sitting around, throwing their skin around.
Ew, it was so
It was
disgusting.
really disgusting.
They spend an awful lot of time talking crap about Alicia when they could be doing stuff around camp.
Yeah. So she's pretty pissed, and she confronts Alicia and is like, hey, you want to have an all-girl alliance and get rid of Jason?
What? So Alicia's like, yeah. So then they're talking to Sydney about it.
wouldn't?
Sydney seems down.
Yeah.
But then Jenny's getting second thoughts.
She's like, well, maybe we shouldn't get rid of a guy just yet, because then we won't win any challenges, and...
You can't just like make these decisions and then go back on them, because then no one can trust you.
Exactly.
No one will trust you.
It's time for tribal.
Okay.
Probsty wants to know, Alicia, are you worried?
I just hope it's not gonna be me, Jeff.
Oh boy. So then he goes to Jenny and is like, hey, what's going on?
She's like, well, it was up in the air, and then everyone's just like, what? What are you doing? It was such a
my
key
God.
stick to the plan moment.
Oh my God.
What were you thinking, Jenny?
It was a Jenny sandwich, because the 2 boys were on either side of her, and the minute she said that, they were like,
Yeah,
all right.
it was nuts.
Then Jenny decides, you know what? I'm going to do a little damage control here. I'm going to say it was Alicia's idea.
And then Alicia's like, It was you. Yeah.
Yeah.
So they're going back and forth about that, but everyone's just like, whoa, we cannot trust Jenny at this point. It's ridiculous.
She started acting full on crazy. She stood up on her log and was like, "You can trust me.
Let's stick with the original alliance."
I wish this had never happened.
Did that bug, like, eat part of her brain when it crawled in there?
I think it might have, because she wasn't acting sane at all.
It was wild.
And she seemed like one of the most level-headed players on the tribe.
Something went wrong.
Time to vote. And, she went home.
The guys and Alicia all voted for Jenny, so it was a 3-2 vote. Mm-hmm. She's out. She blew it. She really blew it for herself. So next time, it's idol fever over at the Braun tribe. It looks like somebody must have found the clue and like everybody found out about it. Mm-hmm. And now they're all running around trying to get that idol.
Yeah. Let us know what you guys thought in the comments. And until next time,
much love.
Edit.